I free bleed and I want to share about it with you in case you are curious or you want to hear from someone who free bleeds. I posted about this the other day on TikTok and people were intrigued. They could relate, they couldn't relate, they hated it, they loved it. And I thought I'll make a video about free bleeding to share my experience with it, why I do it, how I make it work, what it feels like, what it doesn't feel like, etc. So come on in, I'll tell you everything I know, which is enough. So this isn't advice. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not even saying I know everything about it. I didn't even know free bleeding was the name of it until years after I started doing it. I thought nothing. I just did what felt right to my body. And later on, I learned, oh, this is a thing. People do it. People talk about it. People have opinions on it, etc. The opinions didn't really surprise me, but I didn't know there was a bigger conversation happening here. I just followed my body, which we'll get into because it's an amazing thing to follow your body. So free bleeding, essentially, as I understand it to be, is that you don't use any period product to catch your menstrual flow. So a pad, a tampon, a Diva cup, etc. I don't use those products anymore, but I did my whole life. I started wearing tampons when I was 14 years old and I never had a problem with them. I loved them. I always used them and they worked fine. I would wear a tampon, forget about it essentially, feel nothing, change it, all was wonderful. Until one day something changed and I don't know what that was, but my body started to dislike tampons. This was in 2021, so I was 33 years old. I went all that time with no problems or no communication from my body that I was aware of saying that something needed to change until one day my body said, hey, I don't like this anymore. And my body communicated with me that it didn't like tampons anymore by how it felt to wear them. The moment I put a tampon in me, I was aware of it. Starting in 2021, it felt like this annoying presence in my body. It felt like this achy presence that I could not notice. I noticed it the whole time I was wearing it. It felt like a frustration. You know, when you have frustration built up and you need to like go for a walk or dance or, you know, get rid of that energy. It felt like that building up where the tampon was located. It was like a pulsing, aching, And it felt like the tampon was blocking the flow of my body. And I know how that sounds because the tampon is literally blocking your flow. But it was bigger than that. It felt like it was interfering with the flow of my body, my whole body. It was an interference. That's what it felt like. I didn't think this, I felt it. It was a block. And all I wanted to do was take out the tampon. I tried not to. I wanted to make it work, but it just wasn't working anymore. Did I change? Did the world change? Did both of us change? I don't know. But something changed and my body said no more. It didn't matter if the product was bleached, unbleached, large, small, applicator, no applicator, organic or not. It didn't matter. It always felt awful starting in 2021. I already knew I didn't like wearing pads. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. I don't like how they feel. I had already tried the Diva cup, was not for me. And I thought, you know what if I just wear nothing? Can I do that? I can, because I can do whatever I want with my body. And I didn't ask anyone. I didn't even research it. I just started doing it. And I thought, this is pretty nice. It's pretty comfy. People might think it wouldn't be comfy, but I thought it was so comfy and free. Free bleeding, is that where it comes from? Feels free. yeah, it felt so good. And I've been doing it ever since. Maybe in the future I'll change, maybe not, but it works for me and I love it. And I know that some people hate it, but no one even knows when I'm doing it. I don't tell anyone, except now I'm telling people on the internet. I don't announce it. No one can tell. No one knows. It's between me, myself, and I. So any opinions only come to me when talking about it. So yeah, I did this because I know to listen to my body. I have learned that over the years, it's important for me to listen to my body, and I don't need to know why my body is telling me this. I don't need to know all the science behind it. I don't need to do all the deep research. I can, but to me, the research is my body tells me. My body likes this. My body doesn't like this. My body likes these people, not these people. My body is always telling me what to eat, where to go, who to spend time with, who not to spend time with, how to rest, when to rest, how to move, what to wear. I've learned to listen to my body and trust my body when it communicates with me. This has come with years of experience, and the journey is ongoing. My relationship with my body can always get deeper. It's like any relationship. There's so much to learn. And many of us, we were taught not to listen to our bodies. Why? Because it's not intellectual? Because bodies make people uncomfortable? Because bodies are associated with sexuality or I don't know. But I have learned to trust my body, to listen to it. It leads me to greater health. It leads me to joy. It leads me to stronger relationships, to freedom. And it led me to free bleeding. And I know to trust my body. I don't have to listen, but I choose to listen because I've learned that that's the best thing for me to do. So what do I wear? People always want to know what I wear. So I wear underwear. Nothing tiny, nothing lacy, nothing dainty. I'm wearing like a solid underwear. And then I'm layering. So I might wear like a yoga pant, like a good pair of yoga pants, or my favorite thing to wear is I have these shorts because I did a triathlon one time and I bought this cute outfit. And it's basically, it was like a sports bra and these shorts that are like mid-thigh that can be used for all 3 activities in the triathlon. So swimming, biking, running. So it's this like thicker material and it's so comfy and so cozy, and I wear those. And then I might wear those under like pants or a dress, and then I'm good. Someone said, well, then that's not free bleeding because you're catching the flow. Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but I don't have to depend on any proper period products. I just wear these things that I have and I'm so comfortable, and my body is so happy with me because of that. So that's what I'll wear. I think I have a lighter flow than some people, but I'm not sure. I've never measured, I've never compared. I've heard some people talk about their heavy flow, and when I hear that, I'm like, I don't think I'm having the same experience as you. It's not like a dab, it's maybe regular. So perhaps that makes this an easier process for me, but I'm not sure. This outfit works for me and it's comfortable, and yeah, maybe it is different for people with different flow. I'm sure it is. I've heard of people, when I looked it up the other day, when I was making TikTok videos, that was the first time I really read anything about free bleeding, and I saw that some people will use like reusable cotton pads. I've never tried that. That sounds really nice. I might look into that, but for now, this is my outfit I wear. and no one knows I'm wearing it. No one can tell, no one asks, no one, it's just what I know, and it's what I choose to do. And I love it because it's a few days for me to allow my body to relax into that state of being, this releasing, this flowing, this letting go, rather than bringing my body into a shape that it doesn't want to be in anymore and pretending it's not experiencing what it's experiencing. Maybe this came with age. Maybe if I was 21, I would be okay with wearing a tampon and like still getting dressed up and going out. Maybe this is just what changed when I got older. I'm not sure. I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is the best way. This is the way my body wants, which is, it's a pleasure to listen to what my body wants, and my body wants to be comfortable, and this is the outfit that makes it comfortable. Someone online asked, do you bleed through your clothes? What do you do if that happens? I have, but I usually don't. Now I have this system in place and figured out what works for me. And you can still bleed through your clothes even if you wear a tampon or a pad or a Diva cup. So I don't think it's different from that. If I were to, I would just do whatever felt right in that moment. But it's not as common as someone might think. And yeah. Someone online asked if I wear period underwear. I don't. And they asked why. I said, because my body doesn't like it. It just doesn't. It feels constricting. It feels like it's not a match for me. It's really that simple. And so I choose not to wear that. But I've not dug into it too much or done too much intense research on it. So maybe one day when I feel up to it, I'll dig deeper and see if there's anything I like, but it doesn't call to me at this time. I'll add that, you know, some people will think that this is like a dirty thing or it's unsanitary. I could see how people would think that. You know, I have no intention of going into the world and being someone who is dirty or, you know, bringing something unsanitary into a space. And I would maybe even argue that when I'm free bleeding, I might be more sanitary than other times of the month, because I kind of have to be, or I'm choosing to be. I'm choosing to be very aware of my body, what it's experiencing, where I'm at, how I'm feeling, and I can be as sanitary as I want. I can be as clean as I want. You know, we can bathe every day. We can bathe multiple times a day. We can clean up. We can change our clothes. So whatever anyone needs to do to feel good, to feel confident, to feel cared for, I would recommend that. I love to care for myself, feel strong, feel healthy, feel cared for. And so I do whatever I need to do to feel that way. Even better if, you know, the first day of my period, I don't have to go into the world, though often I do. But, you know, I'm fortunate because I don't have a job where it's like, oh, you have to show up to work in a swimsuit or a white gown, I don't know, or like a little, you know, I don't work at Hooters. Maybe if I worked at Hooters, I would not want to do this, but I don't have to. I'm not required to wear anything that doesn't make me feel good. So I don't have those kind of restrictions in my life, which makes this process much easier. Back when I would wear tampons, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think anyone should stop wearing tampons or do anything in, at all. Do whatever feels good to you. But when I think about the difference between now and then, though I have changed, though I have gotten older, so maybe this is part of that process. But when I think about it, when I would put a tampon in, it's almost like it was a way for me to forget, in a sense, that I was on my period, to like ignore the flow, ignore what was going on, and just like go about life as usual, which many of us have to do. But the difference between then and now is that now I'm more connected to my body. I'm more connected to how it's communicating with me and all that it's feeling, because I'm not ignoring this aspect of it in the way that I used to. I'm sure I'm ignoring my body in other ways. It's this journey to getting to know our bodies, but that's just kind of an interesting note. It's just like another layer of knowing where my body is at. So what do I do about stains? People had questions about this. I will soak anything that is stained in cold water the day that I wore it, and then I will hand wash it with soap. Better than a washing machine. It'll get so clean, you won't even remember there was a stain there. It works every time. It's amazing. So it works wonders. Easy as pie. And yeah, people have opinions about this. People have opinions about a lot of things that we can do with our bodies. But like I said, when I'm actually free bleeding, no one knows. No one asks, no one can tell. It's not my goal to inform anyone that I'm doing it, to let them know. I'm not trying to prove a point with it. I'm just trying to take care of my body. And this is one way I take care of my body. I want to feel cared for, and this is one way I feel cared for. Maybe this doesn't feel like care for you, and that makes sense, to each their own. This isn't me advocating for it. This is me sharing in case someone wants to hear about it. I don't have the intention of someone seeing my period when I'm out in the world. So yeah, no one knows. Only when I post online or talk about it would someone share their opinion or thoughts or own personal practices, which everyone can have their opinions. But what I have found is with my health is, one, I need to look inward. I need to look to my body and listen to my body. That's the number one guide for me. I'm not saying it needs to be that for you, but that's the number one guide for me. So whether people love that I do this or hate that I do this or feel neutral, none of that matters, because I just need to look to me, to my vessel and what it communicates with me. Maybe one day I'll say enough with the free bleeding. I'm moving to something else. And I'll listen to my body then. But my greatest, healthiest self comes when I listen to myself, listen to my body, and leave all the opinions, whether they support me or not, aside. So that's my experience with it. Thanks for listening. I hope this serves you, and feel free to share any comments if you want, any thoughts, ideas, opinions. Yeah, take care of yourself.